Meet Ryan and Steve. They're both 32 years old. They earned $80,000 a year. They both save $80,000. On paper, they're identical. But then everything changes. Ryan buys a house. Steve keeps renting and invests every extra dollar. Same income, same savings. Two completely different decisions. 20 years later, only one of them comes out ahead. But the winner isn't who you think. Ryan believes owning a home is the smartest financial decision he'll ever make. He wants stability, a place to call his own, and something that builds wealth over time. Steve sees things differently. He values freedom. He likes knowing he can move whenever he wants. And he'd rather have his money working in the stock market than locked inside a house. Both decisions sound reasonable, but only time will reveal which one creates more wealth. Ryan finds a beautiful 3-bedroom home priced at $350,000. He puts down 20%, which is $70,000. And after closing costs, nearly all of his savings are gone. He now has a 30-year mortgage and monthly housing costs that include mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, and the future maintenance. Steve makes a completely different move. Instead of buying a house, he keeps renting a similar home for a lower monthly cost. The $80,000 he didn't spend goes straight into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, and every month he invests every dollar he saves by renting instead of buying. At first glance, Steve seems to have the advantage. He has more cash invested, fewer responsibilities, and no surprise repair bills. But Ryan is slowly building equity in a home that could increase in value every year. The real question is simple. Which strategy creates more wealth over the next 20 years? Let's find out. 3 years pass and reality starts to set in. Ryan quickly discovers that owning a home isn't just about making a mortgage payment. One weekend, the water heater breaks. A few months later, the roof needs repairs. Then the property taxes increase. Every unexpected problem comes with another bill. But even with those expenses, Ryan is slowly building equity. Every mortgage payment chips away at the loan, and as home prices rise, so does the value. 10 years have now passed, and the gap between Ryan and Steve is finally becoming noticeable. Ryan's home has steadily increased in value. His mortgage balance is much lower than when he started, and every payment has added a little more equity. Today, his home is worth hundreds of thousands more than he originally paid, giving him a growing net worth that he can actually see. Steve has been just as disciplined. He never stopped investing. Even during market crashes when everyone else was panic selling, he kept buying. Thanks to compound growth, his portfolio has reached an impressive size, and for now, it's actually worth more than Ryan's home equity. But there's one major difference. Ryan's mortgage payment hasn't changed much over the years. Steve's rent has. What started as $2,000 a month has quietly climbed year after year. Every lease renewal costs a little more, and now he's paying hundreds of dollars extra every single month just to stay in the same home. Meanwhile, Ryan is still making nearly the same mortgage payment he agreed to years ago. While inflation pushed housing costs higher, his biggest monthly payment stayed predictable. This is where home ownership starts to fight back. Ryan's housing costs become more stable over time, while Steve's biggest expense keeps getting larger. But the story still isn't over, because the next 10 years will decide everything. 20 years later, Ryan and Steve are both financially successful, but they got there in completely different ways. Ryan owns a home that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. His mortgage is almost gone. His monthly housing costs are predictable, and he has a place that truly belongs to him. Steve built an incredible investment portfolio by staying disciplined for 2 decades. His money worked for him, compounded year after year, and gave him financial freedom without ever owning a house. So, who actually won? The honest answer? They both did. Ryan won because he stayed in one place long enough for home ownership to pay off. Steve won because he invested every single dollar he saved instead of spending it. And that's the lesson most people miss. Buying a home does not automatically make you wealthy. Renting doesn't automatically keep you poor. Your financial future depends on what you do after making that decision. If you buy, stay long enough for the numbers to work. If you rent, actually invest the difference, because discipline will always be the perfect strategy. Now I want to hear from you. If you had $80,000 today, would you buy a house or keep renting and invest? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy simple, real world finance explained with stories instead of complicated jargon, subscribe to Dollarwise. Because every week we break down the money decisions that can change your financial future.